Are you a suspicious person? A little while ago, I posted a video and one of my friends commented that they'd love to hear more about suspicion. So I'm not going to say your name, but you know who you are. And this is for you and anyone else who struggles with suspicion. We've all struggled with suspicion from time to time, but really, what is it? And if you find yourself stuck in a constant or near constant state of suspicion, what does that produce in your life? What impact does that have? What happens in your work, in your family, in your relationships? What happens to you internally, to your health, to your mindset, your way of thinking? Webster's 1828 dictionary defines suspicion, the apprehension of evil with little or no evidence. Ask yourself, what is the evil that I'm apprehending with little or no evidence? What is the basis for that? Or what am I using as the basis for that? It might be something from when I was a kid. It might be something from a business deal that went wrong or a relational betrayal. So how do you know whether you're just being discerning or you're actually being suspicious? I was talking to someone the other day and they said, the success of my whole business is built around my suspicion. And I've got to think 3 or 4 steps ahead about what's next, and I plan and da-da-da-da-da. The action itself, thinking 3 or 4 steps ahead, what are some of the eventualities, what could happen, what couldn't happen, could be just great strategy. It could be discernment. It could be wisdom. Suspicion is more the attitude that you bring to that discipline, because you can plan and not be suspicious. Suspicion is the internal state that drives the action. Where does suspicion come from and what feeds it? I would say, in my experience doing transformational work for the last 20, almost 5 years, suspicion is the byproduct of bitterness. Think about it. There was a wrong done. There was a perceived wrong done. And it was that wrong, that wounding, that informs me to be extra cautious the next time. I don't want that to happen again, whatever that is. So in order to prevent that from happening again, I get into prevention and protection mode, where I'm so busy making sure the past doesn't repeat itself, I'm actually inviting the past to repeat itself. It creates a certain outcome in relationships. Number 1, suspicion breeds more suspicion. So when I'm suspicious, when I'm regarding other people or relationships with suspicion, what I tend to do is generate suspicion. Think of it this way. If I'm suspicious of men, for example, I don't trust them, then the minute I get into a relationship with a man or meet a new man, I'm already looking for something wrong. So in even the initial part of the relationship, I've already started to protect myself. And as the other person sees the withdrawal, perhaps they tell themselves, oh, they're not interested. They're not available for a relationship. They don't want to get to know me. And then they start to withdraw. Then when they start to withdraw, I notice it and I tell myself, look, I'm right. I'm proving I'm right, because now they're leaving just like I knew they would, because nobody stays, everybody leaves. I'm the one that gets rejected. This is why I'm suspicious. And then I pull completely out and then the relationship's over. And now, yep, see, it happened again. Who's going to live in that environment? You know, it's like that expression, ferns don't grow in the desert. There's not much that can grow in the context of constant suspicion. So that's one thing to pay attention to, one thing to notice. Another thing to notice is what happens for you physiologically. What happens in your body? What happens to your breathing, to your heart rate, to your anxiety, to your general experience of life? What happens to you when you start engaging new people, new situations, new possibilities, new circumstances through that lens of suspicion? Don't kid yourself. These are very real results. It has an impact on your body, on your biology. Number 3, it makes the possibility of collaboration impossible. Collaboration in the context of suspicion looks like a threat. It looks like something is about to be taken from you. It looks like you're a sucker. You're about to be taken for a ride. You're going to be taken advantage of. People are going to steal your ideas and leave you with nothing. So there's no collaboration available in the context of suspicion. When you have that attitude, the suspicion kills it. Because really, at the end of the day, suspicion will lead you to decide nobody can be trusted. Nothing's going to be possible. I've got to just take care of myself. And your world gets smaller and smaller and smaller. So how do you know if you're a suspicious person, if you're being suspicious in a situation? Well, number one, take a look at your actions, your words. What's actually happening in the real world, not just internally? And then second, go internal. What are the emotions that are driving those actions and those words and behaviors? And then underneath that, what are you believing? What have you already told yourself about that person, that situation, yourself, what's possible, what's not possible, that's driving the emotion? And ask yourself, what am I afraid of? What am I afraid would happen again? Or what am I busy pushing away that may have been in the past? And it could be a long, long time ago. But ask yourself, what is it? Whatever it is, pause and recognize that it's an incident that happened. You may have had a contribution to it. You could have played into it in some way, but that doesn't mean it's the only thing that's ever going to happen. And using your energy and your time in prevention mode will almost guarantee that it'll replay itself in some new way. So if you notice your world is getting really tiny, I think you'll really like the videos on aggressive independence and chronic loneliness because they all connect. Be sure to like my video, subscribe to this channel, and please ring that bell so that you get a notification the next time a new one pops up.